an attack in broad daylight. No direct CCTV of the offence, no witnesses. They literally thought they were going to get away with murder. The investigation was handed over to us on the Monday morning. By that stage, we had 2 potential offenders who'd been named, and obviously we had then potentially 15 or 13 other males involved whose identities we didn't know at the time. He's been murdered in that shop by a large group of males. Exactly what took place in that shop is part of the investigation really, and that's what we need to try to establish. This incident has happened. We have to then start working out why. Why is this taking place? We go where the evidence takes us.
Forensics played a very important role in supporting the investigation into the Michael Toohey murder. Digital and traditional forensics form the foundation of most major investigations. When I say digital, I mean things like telecommunications and CCTV. And when we talk about traditional, we're talking about things like fingerprints, DNA and footwear comparisons.
So we had a wide variety of techniques really that we had to utilise in this case. As I say, so the initial information that we had was potentially up to 15 people involved in this attack on Michael. So straight away we had an indication from the vehicles that we'd seen coming and being used, and from witness evidence describing the events as they unfolded on the day. We had a particular vehicle that was seen to be chasing Michael, just sort of in the minutes leading up to his murder. We identified that vehicle as belonging to one of our key suspects, Kieran Williams, and that was identified very early in the investigation. From CCTV then, around the area of the internet cafe where the offence took place, we were able to identify a second vehicle that had turned up just before the murder took place. And again, CCTV showed a number of males alighting from this second vehicle and making their way into the shop. So from that then we had potentially up to 9 males who were involved in that from essentially both vehicles. We were able to identify a bar in town where 5 of our offenders had been, possibly an hour before the offence took place. So from those cameras we got really good visual images, and that led us to sort of identifying 5 additional males in relation to this assault. We were able then to work out who the other males involved were, and then we were able to back that up with telecoms inquiries, the use of the phones, what phone calls were being made by these individuals who we'd identified, and then on top of that we started then getting results back from fingerprints analysis of the scene, and we were able to put the 3 brothers principally in the area of the shop where the offence took place. It's difficult because it's a shop and it's accessed by a lot of people. So there's been numerous owners of this shop over the years, numerous people have worked there. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of fingerprints that were being recovered from inside the shop. Because of the difficulties, we knew straight away that we'd have in proving who did what, who was where, who went where within the inside of the premises. We knew the fingerprints were going to be a key aspect of this case.
Over 500 fingerprints were submitted to our fingerprints experts in the Bureau. What was difficult, which is always difficult in cases such as this, is managing the CSI's welfare in balance with the operational need to secure the evidence. Over the duration of the investigation, 8 CSIs were deployed over 13 days, and 4 other CSIs were deployed working on another 8 scenes, including the suspects themselves, suspect addresses and suspects' vehicles. All in all, nearly 1,500 exhibits were recovered during the course of this examination, so that was a challenging aspect of it. What we were able to do with the examination within the internet cafe was that we were able to position the suspects in areas of the internet cafe that they could not have been in unless they were responsible for the commission of the crime. so it played an important part: fingerprints, DNA and footwear.
Further down the line, the difficulties we had then, it was a matter of how do we actually present that as an evidential case for court.
This was a very complex case, so when you're looking over a protracted period of time within the court environment, the juries can find it difficult to follow. And this is where we utilise our forensic reconstruction unit. Forensic Reconstruction Unit provided that document, and it's a holistic document that incorporates all the different evidence types, which is vital for the jury to follow it through the trial.
You know, organised crime really, it won't be tolerated within Merseyside and the areas of Merseyside. I mean, we know that from members of the public. It's one of the high priorities of members of the public that they want organised crime to be eradicated from the streets of Merseyside, and that's what we intend to do.
Merseyside Police has an outstanding reputation in tackling serious and organised crime. That's because we'll do everything within our power and leave no stone unturned to protect the communities within Merseyside.